I flat out refuse to be cool and mysterious. It is, I mean, it's not within my ability, I think. I try to be mysterious, I try to be cool, but then I talk about how I've been constipated for a week, and that kind of shatters the image I was attempting to create. So, to be honest, I'm gonna inhale massive amounts of copium with this and say that actually being cool and mysterious is not actually so cool, and we should all be joyous and whimsical instead. So yeah. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. In a world that is being just drained of its joy, I think it is our duty to be as whimsical as possible within the moments that we can be. Um, Hello, I am the creature that lives in your walls and eats your polka dot socks. So if you've been wondering where those have been going, that is where they have been going. But what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, be fucking whimsical. Be just a frolicking creature. You don't It's actually sometimes very difficult to be joyous and whimsical in the world that we are in today. I am sometimes sad and not whimsical. You could be sad and whimsical. You don't have to be joyous necessarily. It's difficult to be joyous. Um, oh, what was even the fucking point of this video? I don't even know. But like, there are so many things that I do to just like make things more, I don't know, whimsical. I fucking love that word. Oh my god. Like this little school bus. I'm not telling you to go out and buy stuff. Um, but if you just have an object like a car or something, a thing I like to do is sitting like on a train and then imagining that like the school bus is driving along the tracks, and then whenever a train like goes by, like goes past the train I'm in, I like to imagine that the school bus is like getting crushed and all of the people inside it die. I understand that's, I don't know how joyful that is as imagery, but it's just kind of funny to have a bit of an imagination um in the times that you can. A lot of the time my mind is taken up by like scrolling and work and just all the things I'm gonna do in the day. But yeah, sometimes when I'm just sitting on the train on my way to school or just walking somewhere, I try to just imagine stuff. I don't fucking know. Um, One thing I want to do at some point is this little afternoon tea. 'Cause oh, it's very funny. I bought a teacup from a charity shop with the hopes of smashing it for my like part of my GCSE art coursework. Um, but the problem is, uh, I ended up liking it too much, and now I don't actually want to smash it because it's really pretty, and I want to be a distinguished gentleman and dress up in a suit and drink tea out of it and have like you know like the sandwiches with the cucumber in them, and then like little vegetarian sausage rolls. Um, yeah. So I can't smash it now. I wanted to smash it, but now I don't want to. So I'm gonna at some point have some kind of afternoon tea. I think during Easter. You know, that would be nice. It's so bloody cold. It is too cold in the UK right now. It is too rainy. It's too grey. I hate it. Oh, another gripe that I have with January and February and stuff. Why is January the year in which the year? Why is January the month in which we like do all of the self improvement stuff? Why is that the start of the year for us? Because January, at least where I live, is such a shit time of year for weather. Like, it is always grey, it is cold, it is miserable. Everybody is miserable. I don't know. I petition that, like, it just doesn't seem like a good time of year to do all of the self improvement and the diets and shit. Um, like, it never works. Um, yeah, I petition that we should move like New Year's Day to a completely different time of year. Like, we can do that. Time is made up anyway. Um, you know, I don't know. Yeah. I hate January, I hate February. Um, what the fuck was I saying? I've lost my train. I've lost my train of thought. I'm swearing quite a lot. Is that going to be an issue? Again, I think it would only get me demonetized, but I am not monetized in the first place, so it doesn't matter. Hmm. I love this. It is so cute and googly eyes. Oh, that's another thing you can do to be more whimsical. Stick googly eyes on everything you own, and also just kind of make stuff. It doesn't have to be anything or inspiring or whatever, but I feel like making anything is a way of rebelling against things. I have this jar of eyeballs that I made out of clay, but within it is this eyeball thing, and it's kind of disgusting. But I took chewing gum, used chewing gum, but not from the street, from my mouth. Well, it was in a packet, and then chewed it in my mouth, and then I spat it out. But I stuck googly eyes on it, which is probably disgusting. But the only person who touches it is me, so it doesn't matter too much. But I haven't figured out a name for it yet. But again, creating is rebelling. You know, what with all of the AI slop that is just filling our life, making stuff has become just, yeah, fighting against it. It's not like you have to be like amazing at art, but just making anything. I think anybody can be creative. Um, uh, I don't I get annoyed when people say, "Oh, I'm just not creative enough to make things." It's like you can make anything. It doesn't have to have like a specific message to it. It can just be a thing that you make. Um, I mean, I don't know how I make most of the things I make. I just kind of start doing stuff. I don't I don't have many tips. I mean, if something comes into your brain, then just write it down, and maybe at some point when you have time, you might be able to do something with it. Um, I don't know. Start with googly eyes. That helps. Um, just do a doodle of yourself. I don't know. Make a zine. I don't know. I'm begging of you. Make stuff. Make stuff. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. Just make things. Um, like this. I made this out of like newspaper, PVA glue, and acrylic paint. You don't even need to have acrylic paint for this. You could just, I don't know, leave it unpainted. It could just be like newspaper. But yeah, I just used bog standard PVA glue and then newspaper, and then I made antlers, and then I glue gunned it to a headband. Technically, I did drill holes into here, and then I like threaded wire through it. But now I have antlers, and I didn't do it for any specific reason. I just wanted to have antlers. I just thought that that was cool. Because I was inspired by this antler that my brother found on a building site um, ages ago, and I wanted that on my head, so I made it. Um, You can just make things. I do understand that, time is a thing. Not everybody has loads of time, but it can be really, really quick things. Like you get a let me demonstrate. You get a thing, a thing. What was the name? Paper. That's the name of it. You get just a pen or a pencil, um, a rock, a bit of mud. I don't care. You just start drawing, and then you just, I don't know. Oh, the eyes look like nipples. Um, I'm always afraid that like halfway through drawing the eyes of something, like someone's gonna think I'm drawing like nipples, and I'm not, I promise. And then you just draw, and then you have like a creature. It can be a few seconds. Just make things. It's so much cooler. Um, I don't know. We need more whimsy. Maybe I should come up with a list of things that I do to make life slightly more bearable. Um, but I don't think much about stuff. Well, I do, but I forget instantly once I've thought something. It's like with speaking, I just forget instantly what I've said. Trying to think of what stuff I do. Oh my god, hang on. Look at this raven skull that I have. It's cool, isn't it? I got it at a junk shop um ages ago. Like a year ago, I think, maybe. Um yeah. I used to do this thing where I would pick a marble of the day because I have a collection of marbles. Let me just have I have jars. Things in jars. That's whimsical. It also means you don't have to dust things as much, and you can stare at things, but you only have to dust the jars. But I'm terrible at dusting. I always forget. But I would take a marble out of the jar. Oh, there's dust everywhere. Fucking hell. Um, yeah. Again, I don't dust things. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, I'd take a marble out of the jar, and it would be the marble of the day, and I'd put it in my pocket, and then I'd just think about this is a lovely marble, I love it. And it would be like king for a day or whatever, and whenever I came to a hard decision, it'd be like, what would the marble do? Probably nothing because it doesn't have a brain, but you know. And then if I was really stressed, I'd take the marble out and I'd be like, oh, it's a marble, it's pretty. Fuck. Oh, another. I hate the mindfulness activities where they say like five things you can see, something things you can hear, things you can touch, because for me that would just result in even more sensory overload. So a thing you can do that is slightly better is you take an object that like you can easily put down, because I don't like to think of the clothes on my skin. Thank you very much. I don't like to think about my breathing. I hate the fact that I have lungs. Um, Whereas a raisin or a marble or any other thing like a coin or something is so much better because if you end up hating the feeling of it in your hand, you can just put it down. Um, but what I do is like you want to focus on the object. You want to be like, what does this object look like? What does it feel like in my hand? Does it have a smell? I'm snorting this marble right here. I'm snorting it. Um, what the fuck? Anyway, and sometimes it helps more than doing the weird like think of things around you. Think of what you can hear, and it's like, yeah, I am thinking of all of the things I can hear around me. I am thinking of how bright that bloody light is. I am thinking of how like something smells weirdly of vanilla and it's giving me a headache. I don't need to focus any more on that. So, yeah, just having an object that you just like feel and stare at is slightly better at like calming you down and putting your attention on something else. I feel like it helps me. I'm not saying that the whole 5 things you can hear free whatever thing. I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but it just doesn't always work for me. I also don't like breathing activities because it just panics me more. Um, I don't know. Like I already hate how I can feel my bones and my lungs and my internal organs. I don't like the fact that I have those. Um, Having a physical form is terrifying, so alerting myself more to the fact that I have one is worse. But yeah, I think I think the thing I'm talking about with like holding an object was something that my dad was talking about ages ago. Um, but it works more personally. I think having just nice objects with you, like marbles or like a school bus, not like a life-size school bus, though if you want to do that, fine, but you might get in trouble. Um, just make sure there aren't any children inside the school bus. What was I saying? Yeah, having objects with you in your pockets that you can just take out and be like, oh, it's so cool that I have that. I feel like that helps me go to places. Um, I think when you're autistic or have issues with sensory processing or both or whatever, it can be difficult to appreciate going outside and going for walks and stuff because the outside world is scary and loud and smelly and has horrible people in it. It has nice people too, but yeah, people are difficult. And so going outside for walks and getting that fresh air, I put fresh air in air quotes because if you live in a city, the air is mostly not fresh and probably smells slightly of urine. That's another issue. But it's difficult to go outside when everything is so overwhelming. So just figuring out ways to make it slightly less horrible is good. Um, yeah, I tend to bring music with me, uh, either through headphones or through like my MP3 player. I still haven't figured out a way to connect these Bluetooth headphones to my MP3 player, um, because these headphones only seem to connect to my phone. They keep on saying, "Oh, these headphones will connect to any device that is connected to your Google account." But unfortunately, my MP3 player is not advanced enough to download any other apps or to have a Google account. So yeah, it's wired headphones for now. Ah, complaining. Talking of complaining about stuff, I love complaining. It's fun. It's what makes life bearable. Um, I don't like the fact that my new phone doesn't have a headphone jack. I know it's probably for waterproofing or something, but I have to use a dongle to connect my wired headphones onto my phone. Um, because they don't have a stupid fucking earphone headphone jack thing. I have to use. Hang on, give me a second. I don't know if the audio quality is going to be worse now I've unplugged these, but you see this? This is a this is a dongle. I hate that. I hate that word. I hate it. It sounds like something to do with testicles, and I just don't like it. You plug this into this, and then you plug this in. Like this is a USB-C thing. The charging port on my phone is USB-C. You have to plug it in like that, and it annoys me so much. Even though it's a small thing. But it means that like I can't stand my phone upright when I have my headphones plugged in, and I can't charge my phone whilst I have the headphones plugged in, and it irks me. Um, it is kind of good that my phone is USB-C now, rather than micro B. My old phone used to be micro B, and it meant that like a lot of people would have only USB-C it other people would only have USB-C charging cables, and I couldn't charge my phone when I was with other people. So that is better. I am gonna go drizzle chocolate over cookies I made for my mum's birthday. If you're watching this, Mum, happy birthday. Unless it's past your birthday when I post this, in which happy happy day, hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna go melt chocolate and drizzle it over the cookies, and then I'm gonna put sprinkles on them. So they're technically quadruple chocolate cookies. Like I do call them cookies because most of the time I call biscuits biscuits, but when it's like when it's got chocolate chips, I call it a cookie. Um, but like Oreos would be biscuits, custard creams would be biscuits. But anyway, I'm gonna melt some dark chocolate and then drizzle it over the cookies because the cookies have mostly dark chocolate cookies. Fuck. The cookies have mostly dark chocolate chips, not cookies, with a small amount of white chocolate chips because I thought that would mix well together. They also have some cocoa powder in them, so that accounts for triple chocolate. And then with the drizzled dark chocolate, that will mean quadruple chocolate, I think. So yeah, and then I'm gonna put sprinkles on them because birthday. Um, but I think that'll be cool. Because my mum always says, "Oh, you don't need to get me anything, you know," but I do want to make her something, um, because I appreciate her, you know, for being my mum and dealing with my bullshit. Um, yeah, I'm very grateful for both of my parents. I I don't know. I think I got quite lucky when it came to parents. I still turned out like a massive bag of shit, but that wasn't their fault. That was my fault. That was my fault. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish off the cookies because I didn't want to do drizzle chocolate over them when they were warm because that would make them weird and moist. And, yeah. Um, I've been talking for 23 minutes. Well, more now. Okay, yeah. Goodbye. I don't even know if people even like these videos.